On Election Day, all of the polls, the punditry, the focus groups, and the tea leaves give way to the voters. Energized by a swirl of issues: inflation, abortion, crime, immigration, and the very foundations of democracy, Americans turned out in near record midterm numbers to make a loud statement about what they're seeing in the country and what needs to change. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitali looks closer in our Sunday Focus.
They were the midterms that few saw coming.
What happened to the red wave, Congresswoman?
History-defying results.
We lost fewer seats in the House of Representatives than any Democratic president's first elected midterm. At least 40 years.
Near record turnout and a twist in where the competitive seats really were. Dems holding on in red states like Kansas, while losing key seats in blue New York.
I don't like to lose, but my opponent won this race, and he won it fair and square.
The economy and inflation, the top issue for voters, and a weak point for Democrats, who struggled to offer a clear response. But issues like abortion and threats to democracy acted as a dam to the previously predicted red wave for Republicans.
I'm out to save our democracy.
I don't think that a body of strangers should tell us what our choices should be.
In crucial states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, abortion rights surpassed inflation as voters' #1 concern, allowing Democrats to notch key governor and Senate race wins. And quiet gains on the state level. Dems not losing a single state legislative chamber for the first time in nearly 90 years. Back in Washington, Republicans now grappling with how it could have gone so wrong.
Look, I'm frustrated that it didn't turn out well for us.
From once predicting a more than 20-seat margin in the House of Representatives to just being happy with the majority.
What was our mission? To win the majority, to stop Biden's agenda, and fire Nancy Pelosi. All of that is accomplished.
Maybe, but if Republicans do take the House, it'll be by very slim margins, giving all members more power.
I think it's wonderful because everybody's voice needs to be considered.
And GOP leader Kevin McCarthy?
I think there's some serious questions about leadership.
His future as House Speaker now thrown into flux.
I expect there will be a challenge.
But amid a week of surprises, one important traditional hallmark: candidates who lost saying so.
Unfortunately, the math doesn't add up. I just called Governor Evers and conceded. I wish the Evers family well.
Not necessarily a given, with nearly 300 election deniers on the ballot and a former president insisting they make election denialism a central focus.
Trump won. You're right.
That said, more than half of election-denying candidates won their races, many coming to Congress now in 2023. And in the aftermath, Republicans also reckoning with the Trump of it all. Many of his hand-picked candidates lost.
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all.
While pro-democracy candidates won in key states.
No one party has a monopoly on good ideas.
One of the Democrats' strongest voting blocs, Gen Z, young voters showing up in record numbers, rallying around things like student loan forgiveness. Among them, 25-year-old Maxwell Frost, who won his election in Florida, making him the first Gen Zer elected to Congress. And in a midterm election full of firsts, another. A record $17 billion spent on campaigns and ads, all for the country to wake up Wednesday pretty much how it went to bed on election night, divided down the middle.
And Ali joins me now live. Ali, good morning. It's great to see you. So after these stunning midterm elections, there's been a lot of talk about Republicans walking away from Donald Trump, but we've heard that before, and the former president made it very clear again this week he will not go quietly or perhaps at all.
Yeah, that's right, because Mr. Trump is expected to announce another run for president this week down at Mar-a-Lago. But it comes as the party that he's controlled for the last 6 years has spent the last week actively pondering a future, or as the New York Post said this week, a de-future without him. One of the names that keeps coming up for 2024 is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. But we know that former VP Mike Pence, former Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, also others, they all likely have their eyes on the presidential prize this coming cycle. And while Mr. Trump's had a bad political week, we have seen this time and again, Willie. Republicans end up going back and sticking by the former president. So time will tell if this moment is actually any different. Willie?
Yeah, see January 6th for that. Meanwhile, we wake up this morning, Democrats in control of the Senate, and as Steve Kornacki told us again last night, the House still very much in play. Extraordinary. Ali, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.